Introduce you to Dr. Kimberly Offit, who is with Bethany Christian Services. And this amazing woman, she's a subject matter expert on what's going on with kids around the country, what's going on with kids in the foster system. She's an adopted mother. She is a trauma therapist. She is a prayer warrior. She's an actress. She was in the movie on this, but she also just has a real prophetic gift. And I wanted to end this with you before we part ways, because I just want to know what you see, what's on your heart, and what you would want to share with everybody here and with the world.
Thank you, Joe. I must share this because I know there's somebody in this room who will be encouraged by this story. Because everywhere that I go, and I'm going to try to look everybody in their eyeballs if I can, there's somebody whose heart was touched by this story, because you've been praying about being a foster or an adoptive parent. And you've heard him tonight. You've heard him. My story began in connection with this story 21 years ago, y'all. Talking about full circle moments. This is a full circle moment for me. When God told this little Georgia girl to move to the state of Michigan. Y'all, it's cold there. Oh no, it's cold in Michigan. But I took a faith walk, my husband and I, when we could fit in our Mazda Protege and Nissan Sentra. We packed up everything that we could fit there and we moved to Michigan. I didn't understand why. But in Michigan is when I found Bethany Christian Services. And I got paid to go to church. I got paid to go to church to recruit families based on James 1:27. Y'all all know what pure and faultless religion is to care for the orphan. But guess whose story I was telling with that program called Partners with Prayer? The Martin story. That was my connection 21 years ago to the Martin story. And I'll never forget when I met you, Reverend Martin, or Bishop Martin now, back then he was Reverend Martin. You sat in that room and you said, if not you, who? And if not now, when? Y'all, I was 25 years old. My husband was 23. Our brains wasn't even fully formed, right? That doesn't happen until you're 26. We were newlyweds, only been married a year. We had never parented children. Now, Lord, yes. This was why I moved to Michigan, because my children were there. Fast forward, we have 7 children who were adopted, or 4 of them were adopted from the foster care system. 3 of them we actually gave birth to. My children are 30, 29, 27, 19, 18, 12, and 7. God has a purpose and a plan for everything, y'all. Hear me when I tell you, when I did a screening of this film a few weeks ago, we were sitting there with a whole bunch of leaders from the state of Georgia's child welfare system, and one leader stood up and she said something that sat with me. She said, what matters is what happens after we leave here.
That's right.
Y'all, we just watched an incredible film, an incredible story, but what matters is what we do next.
What's next?
Everyone in this room is not called to be a foster or an adoptive parent, but you can, and you've been called to do something. Something. Who is he speaking to in here? What resources, what talents, what gifts, what do you have that you can offer? I've given 25 years of my life for children like Terry. I've parented children like Terry. But that's what I was called to do, y'all. Everyone is not called to bear that. But what can you do today, now? How can you connect? How can you move? What is he speaking to you about? Only you and God knows. And I just pray that you take the next step, that you answer the call, because all he's asking for is your obedience. And I'm so thankful, in spite of it all, that I was obedient.
Thank you for being such an amazing ally in this film. So a few things that are cool. I'm going to brag on Angel for a second. You know, so here we are, we make this movie, and we're like, if there's not an impact campaign that actually will convert this into people who are moved can go take action, then we're not interested. And I mean, studios are like, are you crazy? That's not what we do. And then we get to Angel, and Angel's like, that's a great idea, let's do that. And now, like, when you see that, even on that QR code, when you go there, even on Pay It Forward, you will be prompted to go to an